about hawking, but it gives Matt a little bit of pause and just passes the turn. Now Matt has decided what his play is. Does he want to go for another Into the Royal here? Is he afraid of playing in Mana Leak? Alright, he just puts a counter on Shrine diligently and draws his card. Down comes Scalding Tarn for Nass. And
another attack from Edgar. Just poking away with the Squadron Hawks.
Only 16 more turns. 15 if he corrects that Scalding Tarn. Alright, there we go. Now it comes another Squadron Hawk, and that'll upgrade the clock from Tormented Soul to Grizzly Bears. Matt quickly, and it's amazing how quickly those Hawks can become a threat too. That you have 1 in play, you have 2 in play, you don't even think about it, and then before you know it, you have 4 in play, you're being attacked by a virtual Sarah Angel every turn. And
especially if they're going to play this dance where Matt has to wait for combo pieces, and they're both just playing draw go effectively.
Right. Yeah, all Edgar has to do is get a little bit of pressure on the board, and then just hold on to his counter magic, keep his spell sky protected,
and then force Matt to play into him.
Yep, precisely. And he'll be number 3 probably. Yep, there's Squadron Hawk number 3. It just shows you how powerful that card alone is. I mean, we saw Jace banned, we saw Stunforge Mystic banned. Squadron Hawk is still at the top tables. A card that's just, an Ancestral Recall built in on a 1/1 creature is pretty incredible, even when you can't shuffle it back with Jace.
It took so long for us to really appreciate the Squadron Hawk.
We
had it for a year until what was the first next level ban? I think it was the first time it really showed its power.
Yeah, next level ban, Kibler's next level ban is when it really showed up. I mean, which I guess wasn't too long after Squadron Hawk came out, right?
I mean, I think it was quite a while.
No, next level ban was last summer, and M11 came out last year.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Matt picks up his card. So it looks like Matt has Splinter Twin in his hand. And Matt's going to play Holomar Depths, do a little bit of rearranging. I think I see a couple lands on a Mana Leak. Be an interesting question as to if Matt wants that Mana Leak or not. I don't know if he could crack that Scalding Tarn and shuffle away the cards if he wants.
I think that's probably what's going to happen.
Yep. Matt knows he needs to find some action, so unless he really feels like he needs that Mana Leak. Alright, Edgar's going to add the 4th Hawk to the arsenal. Yep, there we go. Now, Virtual Sarah Angel on the board. Matt kicks up his counters on both shrines. Looks like he's going to draw that Mana Leak, or just a mountain. Build up his mana.
Yeah, just get the mana advantage. Try to do everything he needs to do in 1 turn and play around Mana Leak and Spell Pierce.
Right. Yeah, Matt has 3 more turns under the current clock, or 2 more turns, I suppose, under the current clock. So, see what he finds. And there's Celestial Calling down by Edgar Flores.
Oh, that changes the map.
And that means that if Edgar goes for it next turn, Matt is just dead.
Well, he'll need the Deceiver anyway. But then he has to get the spell scout up the board before that as well.
Right. So now Matt has to go for something probably at the end of the turn right here. It'd be time for Into the Royal. Let's see what he goes for. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the Royal Kicker.
It looks like it.
That seems to be the most likely culprit. Question is, kick or no?
I mean, get to draw an extra card, plus... well, he knows what's on top of his library as well. This will get both of his shrines a little bit deeper.
So he kicks at both of his shrines, 1 to 3, and I think the other one is about a 9, 7,
yeah,
8, 9.
It's really high.
It's pretty high.
I think it's around 9.
It's pretty incredible how deep that card can dig you. Just play it on turn 2, and once again, it can just be like Demonic Tutor, especially when you're preordaining, pondering, Into the Royal, and doing all these things.
Taking upkeeps.
Taking upkeeps, a thing that happens when Eon Hub isn't in play. So, alright, so Edgar's going to tap 2. Are we going to see Mana Leak here? Yep, so he just leaks it. Matt Nass is just going to pay, just likely.
And then see if he has a Spell Pierce.
And see if he's got a Pierce, or maybe he just lets it resolve.
I don't know. I think he'd have another counterspell.
I think it's likely Edgar will have another counterspell.
Yeah.
Got plenty of them. And yep, there's Mana Leak number 2. And Edgar still leaves up 3 mana, so he could still represent even Mana Leak plus Spell Pierce if he has a really good hand. That would be Mana Leak. That's 3 Mana Leaks by Edgar, though.
Yeah.
So, unlikely to have another one.
All right, so Matt's going to have to take these up, and he's going to have to do something this turn. I think he's also going to have to find another into the royal.
Yeah, I mean, he has to get rid of that spell skate. And that's the big limiter on him right now.
Yeah.
With that in play, Matt can't tap anything down, and he's just dead to that Celestial Colonnade plus Squadron Hawk combo.
It's going to be fun, though. This is the next turn we're going to see the Shrines in action. See him dig through his deck all the way.
Yeah, could see those popping off any second now. All right, so I think probably going to see Edgar activate that Colonnade now.
Mm-hmm.
And tell Matt Nass, all right.
Force him to do something this turn.
Yeah, have
He's
it.
probably out of, like, action in his hand. I mean, I guess he still can have a Dismember and into the royal.
Yeah, he can dismember into the royal, but then after that he still needs a way to deal with the impending threat. Oh, nope.
No,
Edgar's just going to go in for 4. Going to decide, all right, well, I'll just keep all my mana untapped and put you to dead next turn. I kind of like
That's
attacking with
interesting.
Colonnade there,
Yeah.
but maybe Edgar feels like he's just going to get Deceiver X-Arc and it could be a big problem. All right, so Matt's just going to go for a 2-mana royal on Spellscape. Kick up both of his shrines. I think it's 10 and 5 now, maybe 9 and 5. And now Edgar has to decide. So Matt didn't kick it, which is very notable. So now Edgar has to decide, all right, what's going on?
Well, he didn't kick it, so he's able to play a Deceiver and protect it. Like, that's what's happening right now. And so if that gets returned, he's going to play his Deceiver. He's going to be able to pop one of the shrines to find a Dispel to protect it if he does have Dismember.
All right, so Edgar's going to Tectonic Edge. Matt's Hallmar Depths in response. Matt's going to float a mana. All
Yeah,
right.
so here's a Deceiver.
Kicks up both of those guys. And yeah, it's exactly like you said. He was trying to script it. Now he's going to have the Deceiver in play. He can crack the shrines.
If he needs a Dispel or if he doesn't have it.
Right, and we know that Matt has a Splinter Twin in his hand.
So here's a Dismember.
And now it's time to go digging. Time to go to the gold mines. Let's see what we find.
So he needs to have a Dispel in the top, what, 15 cards?
Sounds about something like that. Yeah, about 14 or 15 cards. Or
I mean, now the
yeah,
Deceiver has ticked both of them up. It might even be more cards.
that's a lot of cards. Amazing. Once again, that display the shrine on turn 2. No activation on cost on that thing is really powerful.
Yeah.
All right, and that's gonna crack the little larger one.
Yeah.
And I think it's. Oh, looks like Edgar might have a response.
He's going to respond with another removal spell?
That'd be pretty. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. I think that was probably what Matt was debating. Does he want to crack the smaller one or the larger one,
Mm-hmm.
fearing a potential removal spell by Edgar Flores? All right, Edgar goes for Into the Royal. 1/2,
Now
Leaving
he's
it.
going to try to bounce it.
and corrects that one in response. So now Matt has to find double Dispel. And I don't think he found it.
What did he tap or untap with Deceiver? Did he target to untap a land?
I think you might have targeted a land, and Edgar probably responded to that.
Well, so if he goes to Into the Royal, doesn't he just get to resolve, untap the land, then play the Deceiver again?
That seems likely to me.
Really wish. Yeah, I want to know what he targeted.
Also, I don't like the End of the Royal before the Dismember resolves.
No,
necessarily.
yeah. Because it's not like he's going to have to find 2 different threats for it, but... I mean, logically, it seems like he probably untapped a land.
I mean, I think that's a reasonable target. Unless you think he tapped one of Edgar's lands. I don't think it makes any sense, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Edgar was definitely responding to the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
And now Matt has a ton of cards to look through. They got resolved. Yeah, so I think... So the way Edgar did it, he felt like, well, if he just survives one more turn, it doesn't really matter. So maybe it's right to...
Well, the target must have been on, like, one of Edgar's lands,
Right,
And
that's
yeah,
all that
go
makes
back.
sense.
which was more than likely a mistake on Matt's part. But we'll see what happens. But then again, like if the trigger was for the if he targets one of his own lands, he's not able to enter the rope, but then he can enter into the rope next turn.
Yep, and
I don't know.
And that's that. Edgar Flores takes down the first game.
Yeah, so
well poised to potentially make the finals of this tournament.
I really liked how in Matt last list he has 2 Mana Leaks main, 2 sideboard. I thought that was interesting. I haven't seen many people like split them up between main and side.
It's usually 4 and it's not optional, right?
I mean, not all Splinter Twin decks are running 4 Mana Leaks.
Or at least 3.
Some are running 0.
Sure.
Like the Phyrexian Manalist version.
Yeah, definitely. So it's interesting what there is. I think we're going to be giving away 6 months of Star City Games premium here. So the way this works is, if you're here bright and early this morning, congratulations, you've got a shot at 6 months of free premium. So how this is going to go down is we're going to ask a question. On Twitter, you're going to respond to the question with what you think the answer is, hopefully it's the right answer, and include the hashtag SCG Premium, very important. So pound SCG Premium. That's all you have to have in it to be eligible for the contest, which is one person who answers the question correctly, and that person will have the chance at winning 6 months of free premium, and then in the finals we'll also give away a year. Tons of premium available right now, and read articles by such great writers. So let's see, Brad Nelson. If you've been enjoying his commentary this weekend, there's a lot more where that came from. He's got a ton of archives on StarCityGames.com. You can look through some great videos, a lot of draft recaps. There's other great players on the premium side as well. I mean, of course, Mike Flores, Patrick Chapin, Brian Kibler, Michael Jacob. Excellent players. All right, so here's the question for the top 4. One player has yet to lose a game who's in the top 4. Yet to lose a game on the weekend. A single game. Who is it? Tell us who it is. You could be eligible for 6 months of free premium. We've been talking about him all weekend. Yeah. You guys hopefully know the answer to this one. I know the answer to it. I've been really excited about this.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
No clue? Yeah. No. Big mystery. So if you should tell us right now. Inform Brad. Let Brad know. Brad needs to know. Otherwise it could be disastrous. So make sure to include the hashtag SCG Premium, and you could win 6 months of free premium. And speaking of that player, still hasn't lost the game. He just won his semifinal matchup.
You pretty much just cut them in half of who to pick.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They know they're not still playing.
Right, exactly. So someone in another bracket, you figure out who it is. Pretty exciting stuff. So Edgar's up a game here.
Yep.
Do you think he's going to be able to take it down?
I mean, for the story, like friend mirror match finals. Oops. Oh, hopefully they weren't paying too much attention to the clue.
They weren't listening. Don't worry.
But I think, being up a game now after sideboard, I think it's even going to be worse for Matt. Just seems like really bad matchup to run into.
Yeah, it seems rough. I mean, Matt, I think normally is happy about this matchup, but when you're playing against this version with Spell Skites, Mana Leaks, Into the Royals, Dismembers.
You want to be playing against heroes and Blade Splicers.
Right.
And not as much creature removal.
Yeah, pretty much exactly. It's going to be a rough road if Matt takes it down, but maybe Matt has an opportunity to do it. I pulled up the deck list here, and we're going to look through and see what Matt might be sideboarding to swing the matchup back in his favor. And what kind of cards are you traditionally looking for? Do you think he's going to bring in the other 2 Mana Leaks in his sideboard?
I think he's going to bring Mana Leaks to combat him, or if he has any more like 1 mana counter spells that can protect his guy. I think if he's not maxed out on Dispels and has any Dispel sideboard.
Yeah, fine.
4 Dismember and 3 Into the Royals is a really big number.
Yeah, that's a lot of dispelling that needs to happen.
Yeah.
All right, so Matt Nass's sideboard goes a little something along the lines of this. It's got 1 Spellskite, 1 Dismember, 2 Mana Leak, 2 Mutagenic Growth, 1 Twisted Image, 2 Jace Beleren, 4 Pyroclasm, and 2 Convolute, which isn't what that is.
Yeah, that was just misspelled.
Yeah, what is that supposed to be?
I have no clue. Combust?
Oh, it's probably just Combust or something similar. Yeah. They're probably right next to each other. So, with that in mind, I guess we're off to the races here. We'll see how Matt sideboarded. So Matt goes for turn 2 Shrine, which gets Spell Pierce.
And now let's see if Edgar has a hawk to start the game off with, which he does. Great start by Edgar Flores. All right, so Same thing as last game. If he can follow it up with another spell scatter, have some more removal, he's just going to be able to start the small amount of pressure with Squadron Hawks and follow it up with all the disruption to stop Matt from actually comboing off. Ponder by Matt Nass.
Yep. And really one of the big defining cards that's made this deck even better is the addition of Ponder from M12. It just gives 4 Ponder, 4 Preordain. Just gives you so much consistency. It really helps you find what you're looking for.
I like the number of sack lands in the deck just because of Helm Adepts and Ponders and things like that.
Yeah, especially with Ponder too, because you can just take the best card, shuffle the other ones away, and you can make it very much like a Preordain, or even a better Preordain. Edgar Flores looks like. All right, Hawk number 2.
Gets another Hawk in play. Not worried about Deceiver. I guess he probably doesn't have the spell scat. He probably summed that down like he did in game 1. Oh,
cracks. There's a mountain for Matt Nass.
Right, now he's going to be pondering.
Yep, pondering again. And Matt's once again trying to sculpt the perfect hand. He knows if he wants to beat Edgar, he has to have pretty much the exact set of cards he needs. So he wants to find all of the pieces.
He's going to need a Dispel. He's going to need a Deceiver.
Right. He'll need a Deceiver Twin for sure, plus a Dispel. Maybe a couple of spells, maybe Into the Royal, deal with Spell Skite.
Twisted Image.
The one Twisted Image. Yes, a man after Michael Jacobs' heart. All right, so Matt, Halmar Depths looks at his top 3. Ponders looks at his top 3. And plays down an island, taps 3, and here comes a Deceiver Exarch main phase.
He's just main phasing it.
And I think that's
tapping for the Dispel.
Yeah, that's good discipline. A lot of players wouldn't just main phase their Exarch there. And
gets around Mana Leak.
Gets around Mana Leak, lets him sneak it into play. Taps. So Edgar's going to tap 1 now. He goes for the Preordain. Do you feel, so Ponder's really gained a lot of prominence in the combo decks. Do you feel like Ponder has a place at all in these Cobblade decks in addition to Preordain?
Not at all. I think Ponder's enough. Preordain is able to get rid of cards that you're not wanting to play with. Whereas Ponder, you might want one of the 3, but you probably don't want one of the 3 as well. And you just are looking for consistency and making sure your draws look the same, and that's what Ponder gives the deck.
Yeah.
Or that's what Preordain gives the deck, excuse me. Ponder gives you a little bit deeper of a search on spells, but it forces you to keep them all.
Right. Yeah, I think I agree with that entirely. I mean, some players I've seen run, 4 Preordain, a couple Ponders or something, whatever. But the deck's already really tight on slots. You can't really afford to.
And you're not shuffling that much. And I know the Squadron Hawks allow you to shuffle, so pondering for a Squadron Hawk on turn 1 is your best bet of starting off that chain and shuffling away some cards. But for the most part, I would just be playing Preordain. Now, if I had a ton of 2-drops I wanted to get into play, like Fauna Shamans or Lotus Cobras or Rampant Growths, I would be pondering.
Right. So Edgar goes for a Dismember here on Deceiver Exarch, and Matt has the Dispel.
Yeah.
Edgar's going to negate that. If Stoneforge Mystic were still legal, I think we could see Ponder being played, just as an extra way to find Stoneforge Mystic, if it was that defined.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if Stoneforge Mystic was still in play, I think you'd see 4 Preordain, 4 Ponder.
Because you just have to have Mystic every game.
It would just be it's a blue-white combo deck.
Yeah, just shows you how degenerate that card is.
I mean, I'm very glad that card's gone.
I'm super, super glad. The fact that this deck is still doing so well without it just shows you how insane this deck really, really was.
Oh, yeah.
So Matt Nass ponders, keeps them, picks up a card, and here's going to go a Shrine of Piercing Vision.
So look at the same game. Matt's already started trying to get his combo assembled. Edgar just laughed at that in one turn, got rid of it, and keeps attacking with Squadron Hawks. Yep,
Dismember, Vita Spell, Trump's Mind Gate. Deceiver Exarch goes down. Alright, Edgar has 2 Hawks. He's going to Tech Edge down Matt's mana base.
That even makes it harder for Matt to get there.
Yeah, this is a rough... there's another Squadron Hawk. Yeah, once again, the mana is a huge factor in this matchup. I think we might have... Wow, this is pretty insane.
I think he just drew the 1-up Twisted Image.
Oh, man.
Pretty sure he just did.
Well, it's a good answer to Spell Skite if any come down, but no Spell Skites to be found on Edgar Flores. Side of the board. Well, I think we might have a Cobblade Finals.
Well, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Still a little bit of room for Matt to get around. He did drop an X-Arc into play there.
Depends what's in Edgar's hand.
Yeah, if Edgar might just be out of gas, could very much still go in Matt's favor. But it's certainly not looking great for Matt Nass right now. But it's magic. Anything can happen. Down comes Colonnade for Mr. Flores. And Matt kicks up Shrine of Piercing Vision. 3 counters on that now. That'll help him dig a little bit to maybe find what he's looking for.
Which could be a mountain.
Which could be a mountain. Sometimes you just really need that mountain. Oh, now Edgar's going to untap. He's got 3 Squadron Hawks.
11 life. Matt goes down to 8.
Yep, going to crunch Matt down to 8 life. And Edgar has a Colonnade in play too.
Oh, he's fearing lethal again.
If he plays that Hawk, he's definitely representing lethal. Yep, so he has all 4 Hawks to play. He's representing lethal now. I don't know if he'll go for it. We saw him not go for it last game when it was way more safe to go for it.
I mean, I think it's better to go for it this game than last game. Just for the fact that Matt's going to have even more pieces. He's going to need like a Dismember and the combo pieces and to protect it. And it depends on what's in Edgar's hand. Like, for removal spells on Deceiver. Like, he's already down to like 1 or 2 cards. He can't represent multiple spells.
Right. But the big difference to me is that Edgar doesn't have Spellskite this game. Like last game, he had a Spellskite in play, which was pretty much stopping Deceiver from tapping anything, made things a little more safe. But all right, so Matt goes for Into the Royal on a Squadron Hawk, looks like.
Plus kicker.
All right, yeah, Matt just wants to draw a card.
And he didn't kill the Deceiver end of turn.
So I think that was Edgar's window. He didn't. So maybe he just doesn't have a way to kill Deceiver X-Arc right now. I think that's
Pretty
likely.
interesting. I mean, we'll see if he has a spell pierce though. That's the really important one this turn.
All right, so Matt's gonna crack a Shrine.
I think he's looking for Splitter Twin, which is there. Now we got to see if Edgar has
Twin or Mountain, either one.
I saw he had a mountain.
He said he has a Mountain for sure. Okay.
Yep.
Now we'll see if Edgar has that. Edgar's got 4 cards there. He didn't kill in the end step. Maybe he's got Into the Royal or something.
Mana Leak or
Mana Leak. Yeah, it could be any.
he just doesn't
cards.
care about he's not going to counter the Into the Royal.
Right. Maybe he knows he can make Matt fall for a trap. I mean, there's a lot of different things could be running through Edgar's head right now.
Or like, do you got it?
Huh. Huh. All right, now Matt's the one who's thinking.
Just trying to think, what are the odds that he has a counter spell?
Trying to get a good glimpse at Matt's hand. He definitely has the Mountain. He definitely has that Twisted Image.
He got the Splinter Twin out the Shrine.
Definitely has the Splinter Twin.
Yeah. And so the only thing that's happening right now is, he goes for it. And does that grab a counterspell?
Or he's got the Royal. Oh, Matt's got a Dispel. Edgar, 1 card, 2 cards. Oh, the second card. Yeah, I still had all of these. And that's it. Edgar Flores through to the finals. Absolutely insane. 75 card Cobblade mirror match in the finals.
That's pretty impressive.
These players both came into this tournament.
Only people that played the 75.
Only people that played the 75. They're both in the finals. This seems a pretty good deck to play right now.
And they live, what, 10 blocks from each other in New York?
Yeah, they play a ton. Absolutely insane. I read back to the booth. I'm Gavin Verhey here with Brad Nelson at the Star City Games Open Series here in Seattle, Washington. Wow.